League of Police Services, and you walked out of the room, and your board brought in police officers to arrest me. Why?
Yeah, and we are ready for another meeting, maybe like this one. The Toronto Police Services Board meets once again this afternoon. Tensions, no doubt, will be running high. Activist Desmond Cole insisting he will be there despite being removed and charged with trespassing at the last meeting. He is protesting the police handling of Devon Miller's assault case, just one of many hot-button issues sure to come up today. Phillip Morgan has been covering this for Macleans and joins us right now to give us a bit of perspective and context into what is going on. Good morning. The one thing, too, is people look at the Police Services Board sort of similar to a school board meeting, and they don't pay any attention whatsoever. But there is a problem right now going on with our Police Services Board. What is it?
So there's a real gap in the public trust with respect to the police. There's a suspicion around, can the police be sort of taken seriously at their word? So when we look at the Devonte Miller case, when we look at the shooting of Andrew Loku, when we look at the school resource officer program, these are all issues where public trust has been broken.
In fact, you use that B word. You say the Police Services Board, the system is broken in your last article.
Absolutely.
What would it take to fix it, do you think? And now we've had everything from calling for the mayor and the chief the mayor to resign from the board and the chief just simply to resign. Would that fix it, or what would it take, do you think, and what you've seen?
So the mandate of the Police Services Board is to look at the overall, to determine the overall priorities of delivering police service. So right now in Toronto, there's a real crisis with anti-black racism, with public trust with respect to the police. So we need people on the board who are going to treat those issues with urgency, and we don't see that from the mayor currently, and so I think that's why there have been calls for his resignation, is because we need people who take the issue of anti-black racism and policing really seriously, and we don't see that at present.
This afternoon, what do you expect? Do you expect it to be another boisterous session with this? What's your anticipation?
So I think what you'll see is, as we saw with the previous meeting, concerned community members showing up to the meeting to have their concerns heard. Now, it's being sort of presented as being, an activist versus the police and very boisterous, etc. I think actually that it's just about people wanting their voices heard and feeling like they're not being heard.
And when it comes right down to that, isn't that what is important, is the trust issue? So you can't just simply say, well, no, everything is fine. If there are people who don't, enough people who have some questions, then those need to be dealt with. Do you think they're going to take a serious look at it starting this afternoon?
One would hope, but I mean, just the fact that a public meeting is happening in the police headquarters and that people are randomly searched as they enter that building, that already serves as a barrier to hearing the kinds of feedback that the police need to hear. So will they take it seriously? One would hope. But again, there are lots of barriers, there are lots of challenges that even inform the process itself of giving that feedback.
All right, so what you got to do is you got to watch watch it for Maclean's updates as well. Your Twitter handle is at Phil D. Morgan. Phil D. Morgan. So at Phil D. Morgan. It's going to be an interesting afternoon.
It's going to be a very interesting afternoon.
All right, Phil. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.